We're also making incredible strides to make America affordable again. That's a new word that they're using, affordability, and the growth is now amazing.
There you go. Let's talk about this for a sec. Kellyanne Conway, former counselor to President Trump and Fox News contributor, and Mollie Hemingway, Federalist editor-in-chief, but also a Fox News contributor. Kellyanne, can he make affordability work for him?
Absolutely. He's doing that. Remember, he ran on migration and inflation, but he also ran on they broke it, I'll fix it. And the adjunct to that, Larry, is they neglected it, I'll tackle it. We have to remind people just how bad it was under Biden. And everything that President Trump has done this year, I think if 2025 was the year for doing hard things, 2026 is the year for communicating and relating them to the American people. This one big, beautiful bill, 21% corporate tax rate, the expensing for manufacturing, for factories, for facilities, reshoring talent, getting our manufacturing back here, even the direct foreign investment. People may say, well, how does $1 trillion from Saudi Arabia help me pay the bills? I'll tell you how. It makes the job market more competitive. And it means that if you have better jobs, you have more building, commercial, residential, you have a higher quality of life, lower cost of living. And I think President Trump touches on gas and groceries, but affordability goes beyond that. It's utilities, it's auto insurance, life insurance, health insurance. It's the fact that rent and mortgage went up 30%. The cost of housing went up 30% under Biden. But I think what President Trump is doing and overlaying that with the traditional 2019 booming economy that you and he created, that's what Americans want back.
Groceries.
They want that pre-COVID Trump Kudlow economy where there are fewer regulations, more energy dominance and production, and lower taxes.
I just want to read
Classic
this.
free market capitalism.
Grocery prices under Joe Biden went up 23%. Mollie Hemingway, if you can't make hay from that, you got a problem. But Mollie, what clinches it for me is the American Farm Bureau said turkey prices are coming down for Thanksgiving. That's huge. If the Farm Bureau says it, they have credibility. What's your take on affordability?
Well, I think President Trump and other Republicans have every right to be annoyed that the media were completely silent when inflation was 9% under Biden. And people were really talking about it a lot. And then all of a sudden, every day we're talking about this here. But it is a legitimate issue, and it's one that President Trump absolutely needs to communicate. I think Kellyanne just said it so perfectly on how the things that he's doing that people like, that were part of why he was reelected, lowering regulations, speeding up the regulatory process, lowering taxes, having a booming economy. These are really important issues for voters, and there's a very important election coming out next year. And there is that issue that some of what President Trump is doing will take more time. I mean, his tariff policy, his approach there is designed to reshore businesses here in a way that will help the country over the long term, but it's not the kind of thing that gets you as quick results as, lowering taxes and speeding up the regulatory process. So I think he also needs to focus on communicating those well, not telling people how they feel, and just talking and bragging about what has gone well and letting the facts lead the way.
Yeah, I'm surprised, Kellyanne, with the MBS here and all the Saudis, and they're putting in $1 trillion. Nobody's talking about the Saudis, could loosen up the oil spigots, bring the price of oil down another $5 to $8. Gallon oil, oil by the gallon is very powerful. Talk about affordability.
It is. But Larry, don't forget, under Biden and Harris, they had an attack on fossil fuels, on the oil and gas industry. They stopped fracking everywhere. They paused those LNG permits, which only enriched and empowered Vladimir Putin. He was selling energy to Europe, including Eastern Europe. When you were in the White House, Poland and Eastern Europe were buying energy from the U.S., who for the first time in American history became net exporters of natural gas and oil. So this all takes time. Mollie is correct. And I think we have to remember, President Trump is a man in a hurry. He's trying to fix and level set everything that Biden destroyed. And he knows his time is limited. But by the way, he's not making a 4-year investment. He's making a decades-long investment. He's saying to the American people, come along with me. It took decades for globalization to move our wealth and our jobs legally overseas. It's going to take more than a minute for all that to come back here. And this the critical minerals, including rare earths, Saudi Arabia, Australia, all these investments, that's also very important to our infrastructure and our technology moving forward.
Mollie, just the last word, and we're always out of time, but did you really think the Republicans got so hurt with Mondamianism in New York City and 2 blue states in Virginia and Jersey? I mean, really, Mollie, in your estimation, how important was that?
Well, I mean, it clearly was not a good election for Republicans, but the more that Democrats lean into responding to failures in cities by electing even more radical people, that's going to continue to make people feel like the Democrat Party is a party of extremists, and that will benefit the Republican Party.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, Kellyanne Conway, Mollie Hemingway. We appreciate it very, very much.